So, hi everyone, welcome to our another video tutorial in integral calculus. So, once again, I am Marky Carpio, and today the topic that we will gonna be tackling about will be the application of integral. So, in this video, we will be solving the area bounded by the curve, the centroid of the bounded area, the area moment of inertia, volume generated when the area is revolved, the length of the curve, and lastly is the work. So all of these here is under the application of integral. So these are the things that we were gonna be solving. So now let us start. So by the way, our first problem will cover four four things, which is area, centroid, moment of inertia, and the volume. Since these four is connected, that's why I've decided to only use one problem to solve these four. So now our first problem will be, given the parabola 9x minus y squared and 4y is equal to x squared, determine the following. So first is the area bounded by the curve, second centroid bounded by the area, then third moment of inertia about y-axis, then lastly is the volume generated when the bounded area is revolved about the x-axis. So let us first start with the area. So now we will now solve the area bounded by the curve. So but before that, before we solve the area, of course we need a graph. So we have the equation. So we have the equation. That's the equation. 9x minus y squared. So this 9x minus y squared now will become 9x is equal to y squared, since this is also equal to 0. So if we transpose y squared at the other side, so we will get 9x is equal to y squared. So now we also have what, the 4y is equal to x squared. So now we have our two equations. So let's proceed to our graph. So our graph should look like this. So just y-axis. So these are x-axis, our y-axis. So our graph should now look like this. So there's an intersection of the two equations. So why is it that our graph looks like this? So we know that in analytic geometry, parabola, if a parabola opens upward, if the equation has an x that is raised to the power of 2 and its coefficient is positive, so now 4y is equal to x squared, this is open upward, so this still has something here. So that's what this equation looks like when it is graphed. So but we will focus only in this first quadrant, since we will only solve the area bounded by the curve. So also this the parabola opens to the right if the equation has a y that is raised to the power of 2 and its coefficient is also positive. So this also has something like this. So this is our 9x is equal to y squared, and this is 4y is equals to x squared. So now what should we do next? So to solve for the area, we need to get or to cut a little strip here in our uh, curve. So this will become dx here and this will become y. So now our next step, so our next step would be, so this one here is our 9 x is equals to y squared, and this one here is the 4y is equals to x squared. Let's take it slow. So now to solve for the area, we know that um, the area of this rectangle here, area of this rectangle here in this strip, since this is a rectangle strip, so this is length times width, right? So therefore what therefore we will now have area is equal to the integral from a to b. So that's how we do it. The integral from a to b, then this is y dx, since length times width. So this y here represent the length, and this dx represents the width. So now this is our formula, but we need to get the value of y, the y. So to get the value of the y, so we know that this here is our y high and this one here is our y low. So to get the y, so and area, so to get this area here, so we need to subtract the y low to the y high. Therefore our area now will become the integral from a to b, y high minus y low dx. That's our formula. So now the thing we should do next is, of course, to identify the y high and y low. So but we already know which is the y high and y low. So the y high would be this one here, the 9x. This is the y high, then this here is the y low. So but that's not it yet. We need to get the value of the original value of y high and y low. So let's start first with y low. So y low is equal to 4y is equals to x squared. So we need to isolate y from the other side. So now y will become x squared over 4. So that's our y low. Then solving for y high, so y high, so our y high is 9x equals to y squared. So isolate y square root, then y now will become what? Or y will become the square root of 9x. So now, since we already have our y high and y low, so our next step would be to substitute this into our formula. So wait, let me, oh no, we've forgot something. So there is a limit here, so we also need to solve for the limit. So to solve for the limit, what we need to do is to equate the y high and the y low. So to get the limit, so let's move here. To get the limit and to equate, so this will now become square root of 9x is equal to what? Wait, is equal to x squared over 4. So equating that, now we will get 3 square root of x is equals to x squared over 4. So dividing it by 3, we'll get square root of x is equal to x squared. So 3 times 4, this will become now 12. Then next would be would be that. Let's square both sides in order to cancel out this square root. So now this will become x is equals to x squared over 144. So but still we still have x squared here, so let's cross multiply. We'll get 144x is equal to x squared. Then once again cross multiply, divide it by x, so we will get 144 is equal to x squared over x, x raised to 4. So this is x raised to 4. I'm sorry. So it will become x raised to 4 since it's in the power of 2 times 2. So 144 now, this will become dividing this will, the power will subtract, this will become x cubed. So the cube root of 144, so x will become what? Cube root. So we won't have to decimal this in order to get the whole answer. So that's wait, that's our limit. So now we need now to substitute this. So this is from 0, so this is our b, so our a is 0. So now get the area of 2, 0, 3 of 144. Then y high, what is our y high? Square root of 9x minus our y low, which is x squared over 4, then dx. So now we will get 9x. So our 9x will become 0 cube root 144, so become 3. Then this x raised to 1/2, since the square root of 9 is 3, so minus x squared over 4 dx. So now next to that, we will have to a is to 0 cube root of 144. Oh no, okay. Wait. So let's copy this once again. Let's copy this. So to avoid erasure, squared over 4. So we now have to integrate this here. We have to integrate this. So integrating that, we will get, let's just integrate here. So integrating that, we'll get area is equal to, from 0 to cube root of 144. So I made a mistake. So from 0, so we don't need the integral sign anymore. So what is the integral of 3x raised to 1 half? So moving 3 outside, so integrating x raised to 1 half, this will become 1. So 1 half plus 1, this is 3 halves. So x raised to 3 half over 3 half, then this will become 6 raised to 2. Then 6 raised to 2 is only equal to 6 over 2 is equal to 3. That's since we've integrated it already. So this is 3x raised to 3 halves. Then next to that is we need to integrate the x squared. We need to integrate this x squared raised over 4. So integrating that, we will get, so moving outside the 1/4, then integrating x squared, we will get 1/3 x cubed. So 1/3 times 1/4, we will get 1 over 12 x cubed. So now, since we have this limit here, so let's just put it there, so that our paper won't get messy. So a area now, substituting the value here. So let's start here first. So 3, this will become the cube root of 144. X will become the cube root of 144. So raised to 3 halves minus 1 over 12 cube root of 144 raised to 3, then minus 0, since if we substitute this in any of these, then that will only result to 0, as our final answer will become, this is actually 2, since 6 over 3, because integrating x raised to 1 half, this will become x x raised to 3 half over 3 half. So we move 2 to the numerator, so this will 2 will multiply to 3, therefore 6, therefore this will become 6, then over 3 this will become 2. I'm sorry, so this is 2 actually. So now you have calculating that in our scientific calculator, we will get 12 units squared. So we'll only use unit squared to represent the length unit, since in our equation or problem we didn't include the units, since it is only a graph. So that's for the area. Now moving on to our next thing to solve, we have to solve the centroid bounded by the curve. So now we are on the centroid. So our problem here will be still the same, which is the given parabola 9, the given parabola, which is the 9x is equal to y squared, 4y is equal to x squared. That's still our problem. So now I just have to present the formula for getting the centroid. So for getting the centroid of the bounded centroid bounded by the curve, so wait, centroid bounded by the area, I mean. So this is centroid bounded by the area. So our formula will become bar y. So actually we will get two points here, the bar y and the bar x. So our formula for the bar y will become bar y is equal to 1 over a, which is the area. Here is the area. So the integral of from a to b, then this is y high minus y low times from the numerator y high plus y low over 2 dx. So this here is our differential area, and this one here is from the graph. So let's draw again our graph. Our graph is this, right? So to get the centroid here, so of course we have to add these two, which is the y high and the y low, then divide that by 2 to get as that. But that isn't the process of getting the centroid only. So this is our formula for that. So that's for the bar y. So how about the bar x? So now the bar x is now equal to what? Wait, let me just fix my camera. So bar x is equal to 1 over a, the integral from a to b. So wait, let me just fix the integral from a to b, then time this x times y high minus y low dx. So that's our formula for bar x. So we need to calculate those two in order to get the coordinates here. So this is the centroid here. Thus now let's start with solving the bar y. So let's start with bar y. So now we have 1 over a, right? So 1 over a, so from a to b. So if we multiply this to the top, so if we multiply this to the top, so it is in the form of this, right? The a minus b, then a plus b is equal to a minus b squared. So that's same right here. So now we only need to write this as y high minus y low squared here, since that's in the form here. So this is over 2, then over 2 dx. So now let's substitute. So our limit will still be the same as to the area previously. So our bar y will now become, so our bar y now our area previously when we solve the area is 12 units squared, right? So we just have to substitute the value of that here. So from 0 to cube root of 144, since that's our limit in the area previously. So next is just input the y high. So this is square root of 9x squared, since if we distribute that, so that's still the same. So let me just fix my camera. So 9x squared is 9x squared, right? So 9x squared, then this here is x squared over 4 squared, then it's over 2, so dx. So if we move this 1/2 outside, then this will become 1/12 is 1/2. So from integral from 0 to cube root of 144, this will become what? Of course, this will become only 9x, since this and this will cancel out, and x, since we move already the 1/2 outside, then this will become x raised to 4 over 16, since 4 times 4 is 16, right? Dx. So dx. So now what is our next step? So now let us integrate. Let's integrate now, since we have nothing left. So this will become 1 over 24, right? 1 over 24. Then limit from, no, we won't be, this will become bracket. Then antiderivative, or the integral of 9x is, so 9 over 2 x squared, then this will become 16. So 1 over 16 times 1 over 5, this is equal to 1 over 80 x raised to 5. Then limit from cube root of 144, 0. So from 0 to cube root of 144. So now if we substitute limit to x, then we will get 9/2 cube root of 144 squared minus 1, 80 cube root of 144 raised to 5. It's raised to 5, right? Then so we don't need to put 0, since it is already a given thing. So bar y will now become what? Bar y is 3.09. So now we've already solved bar y. Now let's move on to bar x. So our bar x. So our formula for the bar x is here, 1 over a, the integral from a to b, x times y high minus y low. So our y high is square root of 9x minus our y low, x squared over 4 dx. So now, so it will now become 1 over 12, since our area is 12, then 0 cube root of 144. Then if we distribute x there, so our what's inside the bracket, so we should have what? We will get, of course, this, the square root of 9 is 3, so that is 3. Then x raised to 1 times x raised to 1 half, then exponent will add. This will become x raised to 3 halves minus, so this will become x raised to 3 over 4. So we distribute, the exponent will add, then dx. So bar x is equal to 1 over 12. So now let's integrate this here. So already integrate this. This will become 3 over 2 plus 1. That is that will become 5 over 2, right? So 5 over 2, then 5 over 5 over 2. So 2 will move up to the numerator, then this will become 6/5 x 5 over 2, right? So now let's integrate this. So 1/4, so this have 1 here, so 1/4 times 1/4 also, since if we integrate x cubed, that is x raised to 4 over 4. So 1/4 times 1/4 is 1 over 16 x raised to 4. So from limit 0 to cube root of 144. So if we substitute the value of our limit to the x, then we will get, of course, 2.36. So just calculate it using your calculator. So now we conclusion, thus our centroid is at 2.36 and 3.09. So that's our centroid. Let's just box our answer. So that's for the centroid. So now let's move on to solving the moment of inertia about y-axis. So this is about y-axis, about y-axis. So now solve this. Let's draw again our graph. So this would look like this, right? So this is now similar, graph would still be similar. So these are straight. Then now it's the moment of inertia. So we need this distance here. So let's put this as x. So this is our distance. So distance is equal to x. So now, since it is about y-axis, and now we have to solve the moment of inertia about y-axis. So to do this, we need the formula, the inertia about y-axis from integral is from a to b, then d squared, so dA, and so this is our differential area here, and this is our distance raised to 2, then dx here. So now our next step would be substituting the value. So we know that our limit previously is from 0 to cube root of 144. Then our d is x, then raised to the power of 2. Then now our differential area is the y high minus y low. So this is not the area, the final answer in our area. So this is the differential area, which is the square root of 9x minus x squared over 4, then dx. So that's our um, uh, value when we substitute um, the values of this in our original formula. So now we just need to calculate this. First we have to, of course, integrate this one here. So of course first we need to distribute this x squared from the inside of this parenthesis, of what's inside this parenthesis. So let's first distribute. So if we distribute that, this will become the square root of 9 is 3. Then if we distribute this here, so x squared times x raised to 1/2, since square root represents 1/2, right? So therefore x squared times x raised to 1/2, then the exponent will add, therefore this will become x raised to 5/2, right? So now this will now become here, if we integrate this and distribute this x squared here, so it will become, no, we won't integrate it yet, sorry. So this will become x over raised to 4 over 4 dx. Now we need now to integrate this. So to integrate this, of course 3 will go out of the integral sign, then we just need to integrate this x raised to 5/2. So if we integrate this, this will become, we add 1 to the exponent over the exponent plus 1, then this will become 3 times 2 over 5. So now this will become 6 over 5, 7, and since we have plus 1 here, then this will become 7 over 2, right? So this will become 7, I'm sorry, 6 over 7. So and this will also become 7/2, since if we add 1, then that is equal to 7/2. So minus, so let's put a bracket here. Then if we integrate this will become, if we integrate x raised to 4, that is 1 over 5 x raised to 5. So 1 over 5 times 1 over 4 is equivalent to 1 over 20 x raised to 5. Then our limit is from 0 to 144. Now we have this, so let's just substitute iy, just this will become 6 over 7 times 0 to 144, then raised to 7/2, raised to 7/2, then 1 over 20 cube root of 144, then raised to 5. So we just need to calculate this, and if we calculate this using our scientific calculator, then we should get the answer 84.77 unit raised to 4. So this here represents a length unit. So this is in length unit, that is raised to the 4th power. That is raised to the 4, or that is in the power of 4. So now this is our answer for the inertia about y-axis. So let's see. Now let's move on to solving our volume. So how should we do this? So solve for the generated volume when it is revolved about x-axis. So let's draw our graph again. So our graph is something like this, right? So we have a strip here. So if we revolve this strip into our y-axis, then what we would get is this, right? Wait, we revolve this, we'll be able to get this here. So that is our shape, three-dimensional shape, right? So this is a washer. So remember, this shape is a washer. So this is a washer. So now in what the washer shape, this has a formula. So by the way, there are other shapes aside from this, the disc and the shell, but since we got the washer, so let's just solve this. So the formula of washer is volume equal to integral from a to b pi r squared dx. So that's our formula. So now this will now become pi integral from a to b y high squared minus y low squared dx. So why is that? Since our r squared, this is also x. So this is our x here. So that means from here, wait, let me just, so y high minus, so this here is our radius, right? So we need our radius. So that is y high minus y low, which is here. This is our radius, or y high minus y low, right here. Then we just need to substitute that here. So since this is squared, then this will also be squared here. So volume will now become pi from 0 to cube root of 144. Then this will now become what? Wait. So this will now become square root of 9x to the power of 2 minus x squared over 4 raised to the power of 2, then dx. So if we put this here, this will cancel out. Then we should get pi the integral from 0 to 1 cube root of 144. Then this will now become only 9x since the square root will cancel out. Then this will now become x raised to 4 over 16 dx. So the thing we should do next, of course, we need to integrate now. So v pi, so bracket, since we are integrating now. So this will now become what? The integral of 9x. So that is 9 over 2x squared. Then this here, integrate this, this will become 1 over 80 x raised to 5 from our limit 0 to cube root of 144. Then now we solve this. Now this will now become, if we substitute the value of our limit to x, so pi times 9 over 2 cube root of 144 raised to 2 minus 1 over 80 cube root of 144 raised to 5. So now we plug in this in our calculator, then we should be able to get our volume, which is equal to 233.04 cubic unit. So since this is a length unit, then that is raised to 3. That's the unit for our volume. So our final answer would be 233.04 unit cube. So that's for our volume. So now, since we're already done with our volume, let's now move on to our next thing to solve, which is the length of curve. So as I've said earlier, so there will be different problem for our length of curve, since it is not connected with our problem. Now, so solving length of curve, so let's first know our problem. So find the arc length of the curve y is equal to 1/2 x raised to 3/2 from x is equal to 0 to x is equal to 4. So how should we do this? Now, so the thing we should do first is, of course, identify our formula. So our formula for length of curve, that is L is equal to limit from a to b. So limit from a to b, then square root of 1 plus dy over dx squared dx. So that's our formula for our length of curve. I'm sorry. So just move this one here. Now that is our formula for the length of curve. So wait, just organize my things. So it's our formula, right? So there is also another formula with this. So but since we're focusing on this problem, so let's just focus on this formula. So this is differential, the derivative of dy, right? Of y, right? So this is the derivative of y. So now what is our y? So let's first identify our y. So our y is 1/2 x raised to 3/2. So if we of course, if we derive this, should become dy over dx is equal to 3 over 4 x raised to 1/2. Since um, x raised to 1 half, since if we subtract the first of all, if we um, move this here, then that will multiply to 1 half. So 1 half times 3 halves is equivalent to 3/4. Then um, x raised to 1 half, since if we subtract 1 here, since this is derivative, so we subtract 1 from our exponent, that will become 1 half. So now of course, since we have squared here, so if we square that dx squared, then if we square this is now equivalent to 9/16 x, since if we multiply 2 from our exponent, that is 2 times 1 half, that's 1, then x will be the only one left. So now we just need to plug in this value of our dy over dx squared to our formula, is from a to b. So our a is 0, then our so this is our limit here. Yeah, so 0 to 4, then this will be square root of 1 plus, of course, 9/16 x, then dx. But now we will use the u substitution, since this is hard to integrate. So let's use u substitution. We let u is equal to 1 plus 9/16x. So if we derive this, is equal to, so this is equal to 9/16 only. So if we subtract 1 to exponent, this will now become 9/16 dx. So if we isolate dx, then we should get du over so this will now 16 du over 9, since if 16 will move to the numerator. So that's our dx. So now, since we are using u substitution, so let's now substitute it in our equation. So 0 to 4, limit from 0 to 4, then just make more clear. Then of course this will now become the square root of u, since and our dx is du 16 du over 9. So we move 16/9 to the outside, so this will now become 16/9, limit from 0 to 4. But no, we forgot something. So actually this limit here is not our final limit, so we also need to solve or change that limit. When our x is equal to 0, then our limit from here, so from our a, will become 1. Then if when our x is 4, then we substitute that here, 1 plus 9/16 is 4, then u, or our limit from b, will now become 13/4. So that is 13/4. So this is 1, 13/4, and this is 1. So now this is our final um, equation should look like. This will now become, so this is 13/4. Okay, so this is u square root of u du. Now if we integrate that, so this will now become length of curve is 16/9. So if we integrate this will now become, of course, this is raised to 1/2, right? So 1/2 plus 1, so that is 3/2. So this will now become 2/3 x raised to 3/2. Okay. So that's it. So from our limit 1 from 1 to 13/4. So now substituting that limit to our x, so we should get 16/9 times 2/3 13/4, then is to 3/2 minus 2/3, since we have here a 1, so 1 is 3/2. Then plugging that to our calculator, we should get our final answer for the length of curve, which is 5.76 units. So that's our final answer for the length of curve. So I hope you remember those things. If it seems like I'm lacking, so you just have to watch other videos so that you can expand your knowledge. There are different kinds of problem out there, so I hope that you watch different kind of tutorial videos so that you can understand more in this kind of solving or problems. So now, since we're done with length of curve, let us now move to our last problem to solve from volume. I think it's work. So it's work. So now, so this is a work problem. So of course, we need to first of all read our problem. So a conical tank, or this is an inverted conical tank with a diameter of 6 meters and a height of 15 meters is filled with water. The water surface is 3 meters below the base. How much work is done to pump all the water at the top of the tank? So we are solving for the work done to pump all the water at the top of that tank. So first of all, let's draw our diagram. So we have a tank, right? Conical tank. So of course this will now look like this. Since this is a conical tank, so it said that it is 15 meters high. So this will be our height, 15 meters. Then the diameter is 6 meters, right? Therefore our radius is the half of 6 meters, which is 3 meters. So it has also said that the water surface is 3 meters below the base. So this is our base, right? So therefore our water surface is 3 meters below. So this is 3 meters here. So if we subtract 3 to the 15, so we should get our height of our water, which is equivalent to 12 meters, right? So now, so for solving for work, we need to also cut a strip here from our water. So if we cut here something like that, so this is our dx, then this is our x, so we have our new radius. So this is our x, then this is our y here. So since this from our strip that we've cut, so now the formula for work, if you remember well, this is work is equal to force times distance. So but here in integral calculus, work, of course we need an integral sign. So from a to b, so force times distance. So force is mass times gravity, right? So mass is also equivalent to density times volume. Therefore, we should be able to get density times volume, of course, times gravity, and lastly, our distance times distance. So our final formula would look like this: from A to B, the density side, which then the volume, then the gravity, then the distance, PVGV. So now, let us identify the given values. So we know that the density of a water is equal to 1000 kilogram per cubic meter. So that is our density for our water. So now our volume is equal to pi x squared. So this x here represents our radius, okay, which is this here from our strip that we've cut from the water. Now our gravity, so we know that our gravity is equivalent to 9.81 meter per second squared. So that is our gravity. So now solving for our x, so we need to solve for our x. So in order to plug all our values into our formula and solve our work, so solving our x, we will use the slope formula from analytic geometry. So I hope you still remember those things, since that is very useful as we go on to your next journeys. So this is m is equal to y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. So if we draw a Cartesian plane here, so this is our x and this is our y, right? So we need to identify the points here. So this point here from the bottom, this is equivalent to 0 to 0. Then this point here is from 3 and 15. So this is our x and this is our y. Now this is our x sub 1 and y sub 1. This is our x sub 2 and y sub 2. So substituting that, we should get of course y sub 2 is 15 minus 0 over x sub 2 is 3 minus 0. So since x sub 1 and y sub 1 is 0, so we will be able to get m is equal to 15 over 3, so that is equivalent to 5. So but that is not yet our x value. So this is just the slope. So we substitute that in this formula also, which is y minus y sub 1 is equal to m times x minus x sub 1. So we will now be able to get our x and y also, but we only need our x. Y minus 0, so y sub 1 is 0, then our slope is 5 times 5 x minus 0. So y now is equal to 5x, then our x is equal to y over 5. So we only need our x here, so we need now to plug that in to our formula. Plug all the values that we've got to our formula. Now we will get work is equal to limit. Of course our limit now will become, since since we need the volume, work that is needed to pump all the water, so our limit would be from 0 to 12. So 12, since we need the height of the water, so that is our limit, would be our limit from 0 to 12, since 12 is the height of our water. We don't need the height of the conical tank in our limit. So now if we plug in all our values, this would count 1000 times 9.81, which is our gravity, then pi, then our x is what? Y over 5, right? So squared. Then we have to also get our distance. So our distance is, of course, to pump the water to the top. So this is now equal to 5 minus 15. 15 minus y. So that is our distance. So this here, the distance here, and the distance of all of the conical tank. So that's it. That's our final value of when we substitute. This is our final equation when we substitute all the values in our formula. So now solving this, we should be able to work is equal to 0 to 12. This is 9,810. So pi, if we multiply that, so pi y over 5 squared 15 minus y dy. So this is dy. I'm sorry. Wait, let me just put here dy. So this dy, since we have our y value. So now we need to move 9,810 pi outside, then limit from 0 to 12. Then if we distribute y squared, y over 5 squared here, then 5 minus y, so we should be able to get 15 over 25 y squared minus y cubed over 25 dy. Since if we squared this will become y squared over 25, right? So that's how we've got this. So our next step would be, of course, work is equal to what? So 12, we have that 9,810. So I think we're lacking with paper. Let's solve it with another paper. So our work is 9,810. So our limit pi, here there's still pi, then our limit 0 to 12, that is, let's just rewrite once again. Let's rewrite there's this. So 0 to 12, 15 over 25 y squared minus y cubed over 25 dy. So if now we will be able to get 0 to 12, so this has same denominator, right? So we just have to write this as 15y squared minus y cubed over 25 dy, right? So now if we move 1 over 25 outside, this will now look like this: pi times 1 over 25, of course limit integral from a to b, which is 0 to 12, then this will now become 5y squared minus y cubed only, so dy. So integrating this here, we should be able to get work is equal to 9,810 pi 1 over 25, integrating that 15 y squared. If we integrate that, we should be able to get 5y cubed. Since if we move this outside and integrate y squared, this will become 1 over 3 y cubed. So 15 times 1 over 3, that is equivalent to 5. Since 15 over 3, 15 divided by 3 is 5. So that's it. So integrating this, we should be able to get 1/4 y raised to 4. So from our limit 0 to 12. So substituting the value of our limit to the x, 1 over 25, then this now become 5, 12 cube minus 1/4 times 12 raised to 4 minus 0, since this is 0, this is just 0. We substitute that, then that is just equal to 0. So plugging that into our scientific calculator, of course we will be able to get our work, which is equivalent to 4,260,421.81 joules. So that is our answer for the work. So that is all for this video. So I hope that you've learned something, and thank you for watching. Goodbye.